Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. In this week's video, it's a bit different to normal. I'm going to be talking through my 5k test footage. So I'd normally do a vlog, but it's currently the last week. Well, it was when I did this 5k, the end of the last working week before Christmas. So I was extremely busy at work and didn't have time to vlog my day. So it's a bit different. What I'm going to do is put chapters in the YouTube video, and that's where I'm going to start. At the start of each chapter, I'm going to do a bit of talking about what I was thinking, what was going on at that point in the 5k. So if you don't want to watch the full length of me doing a 5k test, just skip to the start of the chapters. I'll do my bit of talking there and then skip to the next one. So this is just about a minute into the erg test. I didn't start off hard on this one. I had a race plan well planned in my head, and I didn't want to do anything to knock me off that race plan. So I was starting off, there was a few powerful strokes, probably about 3 or 4 powerful strokes, and then I was straight on to the split I wanted to see. That for some people might be a bit too soon, but I just didn't want to risk anything with this one. I had a real plan of just starting soft and saving myself for later on in the test. So I think I was at about rate 30 to 32 at this point. Just trying to match up with the rest of the room and just keep the fan spinning. I would have been pulling 144s and 143s at this stage. Mainly 144s. We're about 1 kilometre in now, so I've well and truly settled onto rhythm. I should have settled quite a while ago, and I did settle quite a while ago, thankfully. So just a bit about my 5k plan. So as I've talked about in previous videos, it's been a goal of mine for a long time to break the 17-minute barrier, and it has been a real mental barrier for me. My PB before this point was 17:03, and this season, the previous 5k I'd done 17:11. So, but my 20-minute a few weeks before I'd PB'd on, so I was quite confident that I was in a position to finally break 17 minutes. So the race plan, the 5k plan, I was planning to go off at 144s and 43s, hopefully holding for the first 2k sort of 143.5-ish, and then going on from that I was just going to step it down and down and down as the race went on. So first 2k fairly easy, just spinning it along, and then I was going to get into the hard work. But as we'll see, didn't necessarily happen. So we're at about the 2k mark now. The race plan wasn't really going to plan, so I was hoping to be on 143.5. I was at about 144 going through the 2k mark, so half a split off on average, but of course that's an average, so it's a bit harder to bring down. So I was working to bring it down, but it wasn't going down. I wasn't working hard enough. I don't know if I was just too relaxed or just not pushing hard enough. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but the split was staying around 144.8, I think, by the end by about halfway mark. So it was a bit off the mark, a bit away from the plan, and that was just making it harder and harder down the line. So we're just past the 3K mark now, somewhere around there. And this is where I said to myself, right, we're not going to plan. We're off our target split. We need to step on. So there's 2K left, and this is where I made my first step. So I was pushing down now to show 142s and 141s on the screen, and it was starting to make a difference to my average split. So I had my average split up on the screen, and I could see it slowly chunking away down away from 143.5 and moving closer to that 142 target, but still a long way off. But getting closer. So we're just hitting the final kilometre of the 5K now, and at this point I was really down on my split. I'd been doing the maths in my head, as everyone seems to when they're doing an erg, and I was really behind on where I needed to be, and I worked out that if I was going to break 17, I had to start moving. So I stepped up. I got my splits down to 130s, in the 130s. I think the average for this penultimate 500 was 139. My coach, who's in the bobble hat there, came over and shouted at me, told me to start winding it up. So I took the rate up here and just started moving. Had to start squeezing it down, squeezing it on, and I could see on the predicted time it was getting closer to 17 minutes. Still not quite where I wanted to see it, but it was heading that way. And as you can see now, I'm falling deep into the pain cave. And I should say a big shout out to Rebecca, who was stood behind me, shouting at me the whole way. Really great concept. and somewhere around here I'm hitting the last 500, and that's where it was just do or die. And I could see my scores, my predicted time was around the time I wanted. It was flickering between 17 minutes and 16:59, and to get those on the predicted, I was having to pull 134s. So it was just a case of, that's the split, that's what I've got to hit. And if I want to break 17 today, I've got to hold 134 for the last 500. And the final score, as you can probably tell from my excited thigh slap there, was 16:58.9. So I'd finally broken the 17 minutes, and boy, I was pleased about it. I'd definitely chosen the hardest possible way to go about it. Essentially, the race plan I ended up doing was little more than a 1K sprint, and definitely not the way I'd do it if I could do it again. So that's me ringing the PB bell, and that was really, really good fun. Although I could barely walk at that point, I was in a bit of a state, but very excited to have finally broken 17. And that's all I've got for this week's vlog. Stay tuned to the channel because there is some very exciting content coming up over Christmas. I've got a few big interviews coming up with some very big names in the rowing community. So make sure you're subscribing if you want to see those. And thank you very much for watching. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be trying to build on this success, keep the motivation rolling, and also taking time to relax as we hit Christmas. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video.